the second runner is now approaching. Cowbells to cheer the runners on. And here is indeed the number 2 in the race, and that's Yoko Uchi. He was also second in the first checkpoint, so he's keeping position. Let's wait for the next couple of runners. So we have Hirozaki Nishimura in the lead, followed by Yoko Uchi. And the gaps have opened up, that's clear. Is certainly not over yet. The last 28 kilometers from here are quite hilly and technical, and obviously here in Japan you also need to be able to keep the pace, or others will catch you. The general level is so high that we've seen runners tumble down the leaderboard in these last 28 kilometers. Curious to see where Hisashi Kitamura is at the moment, in which position. His best result in Izu Trail Journey was 10th place in 2019. Last year he was just inside the top 20, I think he was 18th, but he just came back from a very bad corona infection, so he was certainly not at his best level last year. This year he says he's also not at his best level. He's moved back to Japan, as we all know, in April. And that was right after a very nasty fall that he did in Korea 50k, and that put him out of action for 2.5 months. He didn't even race for 3 months. He made his comeback in the Daisetsu Trail in Hokkaido at the end of July, but he won it. But we have not seen the Karate Kid of old yet. I mean, he's had a bit of bad luck, perhaps also with some of the race courses that do not really suit him so well, but this one suits him perfectly. So I think secretly he is also hoping to do better than 10th place in 2019. Yuta Matsuyama. He was 25th at this first checkpoint, going well, because before the start he told us that he is feeling a bit sick. He came back with a nasty cold from Indonesia last week. Remember, he finished 9th in the Izu Trail Master Final at Siksorogo Lawu. Yuta Matsuyama, he's also hosting a podcast here in Japan, and a couple of days ago they released a podcast episode about the ATM final in Indonesia last week, and had his teammates Tomohiro Mitsukoshi and Hisashi Kitamura as guests on the show. Mitsukoshi is not running, by the way, this year. He's quite a regular here also at the Izu Trail, but is not competing today. And we're still waiting for the third runner, so it's taken quite a bit of time. A little bit surprised. I would have thought that the gaps would still be smaller, and I also remember in the previous editions, at least that I was standing here, that the gaps were smaller between the runners at this stage. Knowing the level of Nishimura is clearly going to be very difficult to still catch him, let alone defeat him in the race. Yoko Uchi, I have to admit, is unknown to me personally. First time I'm seeing him, but it's not a great sign that he was caught by Nishimura and was clearly unable to follow him earlier on in the race. So the first two runners at the moment, they look a little bit set in their positions. We do not have any additional checkpoint information, so we need to wait and see a little bit what happens here on the Nishina Pass. There will be another checkpoint about 15 kilometers from here, and that is actually the last one before we head to the finish line in Shuzenji. No GPS tracking in this event. Yeah, they're keeping us waiting. As I'm saying it, now I see a third runner approaching. From a distance, it's not clear to me. I don't think it is Hisashi. Would be surprising as well if he would be in third position, but it's a quite tall and slender figure like Kitamura, but I think that he's wearing a black top and Hisashi is not wearing a black top. We will find out soon. In the men's race is not him. It's part of the immediate team. Here he is, number 3 in the race, and with number 22, that is Takashima. See how Takashima is descending the slope here. with the number 3 in the men's race, we will end this broadcast for now, and I will be back as soon as the leading ladies approach here with a second live stream, and we will be updating you with a video update also in due course for the remaining top 10 positions here